You're watching TVC News Hour. Well, today is World Small Business Day. Go on.
The United Nations believes that small businesses have the power to literally transform nations, and people are being urged to spend big with SMEs to celebrate the inaugural World Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise Day. In April, the UN General Assembly marked June the 27th as a global day for the celebration of small and micro enterprises, recognizing the significant contribution this sector makes to its global 2030 agenda for sustainable development. For more perspective on this, entrepreneur Emeka Agbasiere joins us on the News Hour. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening. Now, how significant is this day to the growth of MSMEs in the country and the world at large?
Sorry, come again?
How significant is this day to the growth of MSMEs in the country, Nigeria, and the world at large?
Well, obviously, it's a day that all MSMEs are very excited to be identified with, because it's an opportunity to also celebrate the growth and development of the economy, the growth and development of businesses in Nigeria.
All right, Emeka, where are we in Africa, nay Nigeria, as regards encouraging SMEs, and then, of course, talking about their contributions to Nigeria or Africa?
In my own opinion, we still have a very long way to go. The challenge is that MSMEs are not being identified as the driving blocks of the economy. Rather, in Nigeria and in Africa in general, MSMEs are seen as the bottom of the ladder, whereas they are supposed to be identified as the driving blocks of the economy, growing the economy from the micro to the medium, to the small to the medium enterprise, as opposed to the large enterprises. And I would say we still have a long way to go, and we need to put in a lot of effort to encourage SMEs, MSMEs in general, to grow until the economy can grow as well.
How do we change that narrative about MSMEs in ensuring that they drive the economy, especially the GDP?
There are many opportunities which we can harness or replicate. I'll give an example. We have a program which we are actually organizing in Abuja tomorrow. It's for SMEs to network. It's a forum for businesses, business owners, SMEs, to network with industry leaders, to network with CEOs who have replicated a global business, network with financial consultants, investors, and people who are seeking to help MSMEs to scale up. And that's an opportunity. It's a forum. There's also one in Lagos, and they meet annually. It's a forum that gives the opportunity for MSMEs to grow. There are other MSME opportunities. Well, the federal government has one coming up soon, which is also in Abuja. And in Lagos, I know once or twice in a year, you also have MSME forums where people can come to and network and, identify opportunities for them to grow. Yeah.
All right. Emeka, I take you up on that networking. They say the world is a global village, of course. We all know that. But let's address this now. What, in your thinking, is the greatest challenge facing the MSEs in Africa and particularly in this part of the world? Their greatest challenge?
The greatest challenge facing the SMEs in Africa and this part of the world, in my opinion, is the ability to actually run a business independent of individuality. So why I say that is a lot of people will say it's finance, but the challenge is not the financing. It's actually the business owners realizing that it's a business and running it as a business as opposed to running it like it's their family or their home or their personal life. So that if they actually run it as a business, proper records, proper registrations, proper banking, proper accounting, proper legal, and documentation, then you find the businesses will not have challenges in attracting finance for, scaling up or for surviving or sustenance because they have clear books.
But some have said that access to microfinance and credit is also a major challenge. How are we performing in terms of giving such tools to MSMEs here in this part of the world?
The microfinance institutions are not doing enough, in my opinion, because they are there as microfinance banks, microfinance institutions for the MSMEs. But, they're not doing enough, and in their defense, they would say, the MSMEs don't show enough reason for them to invest in them, which is why I talked about putting your books in order, running your business like a business. One of the things we do as partners is to actually help MSMEs to do this in the right way. So, working with them to develop their businesses, and they need business plans, they need feasibility reports, or, whatever they need to be able to attract financing from microfinance institutions, from investors, from lenders, and from any sources that they require.
All right, Emeka, before we let you go, what do you think needs improving in Africa, nay, this part of the world, vis-a-vis what can be gleaned from the developed world?
The key thing I think we're not replicating is giving MSMEs an opportunity to be MSMEs. And why I say that is in India, in parts of Asia, you have MSMEs that are actually driving the economy through, micro businesses, through medium-scale businesses, through small-scale businesses. And then they eventually scale up, or they get, joined in a major acquisition to become global. So that actually starts from the grassroots. That starts from the bottom of the business ladder, the bottom of the enterprise ladder. And in Nigeria and Africa, the government and the finance institutions don't give the MSMEs enough room to do that. Vis-a-vis not providing access to finance or not providing sufficient information. Where you have an MSME challenged with getting a loan because they have to present a collateral that is way over the value of their business to be able to get 30% of that amount. These are the challenges, and these are the policies that need to be looked at to be able to move this forward.